Alrighty, greetings and salutations, my good people. Today, this is a little bit different of a network test that I'm doing. It's the same ones I've been doing for my Alpha, my Beta, and my Charlie route, but we are testing one of the most important routes in DC. This is my Omega route, and the reason why is because this starts at Arlington Cemetery, and we're going all the way to the Capitol. And this route has two different paths that you can take to do it. So you got the Constitution side, and you got the Independence side. So today we're doing the Constitution side, and then we're gonna run the gambit for Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile through here, and then we're going to do it again for route number 2 for Omega, and do the same exact thing, because this is where they hold rallies at. This is where they hold get-togethers and parades and a whole slew of different things, protests, because the White House sits roughly in this area right here. The Lincoln Memorial is right here. The Capitol's here. A whole bunch of memorials are along this area. The Washington Monument is in the center of the city, or roughly in the center of the city. So today we're working on T-Mobile. And so that you can see what type of speeds that we're getting. Let's give you a good look. Come on, give me some more cable. So right now, the speeds and everything should be syncing up with what's on the screen. And we're getting 695 down and 57.3 up. Fast.com. Oh, 1.2 gigs. It's settled in at 710 megabits per second. And in perv. So I'm not going to be playing any music on this run because I don't think it's going to be that long of a drive, but I'll give you some back history of where I'm at and what areas I'm passing through. That way you get a good idea about this route being I'm labeling it my Omega route because we're starting off in Arlington, near the Arlington Cemetery. By the way, always tell a veteran thank you for your service, because they volunteered where you didn't. So, and then we're going to go towards the Lincoln Memorial, veer off to the left, and drive down Constitution Avenue, which runs next to the White House. And then from the White House down Constitution near the Library of Congress. There's a couple of different buildings for Library of Congress, and there's a lot of museums. So these are highly trafficked areas for tourists. This is like the spine, the backbone of DC. So if your cellular network of choice does not perform well here, man, you might as well just kick them out of the whole network. So this is just the gambit of all gambits. This is the route that I'm going to be using. So this might be a little unfair due to the fact that Verizon doesn't have all their spectrum on air yet. It doesn't supposed to get here until August. No, not August. Q4 of this year. So this is 2022. So Q4, it might start showing up December. And Verizon is probably going to be the one that is going to be hurt the most. I'm not sure about AT&T, but I know about T-Mobile because that's my daily driver one. I know that it's pretty decent along through here, as you can see. But we're going to come back through here and do the same thing for this is, I'm going to label it Omega Route 1, and then the other side for Independence Avenue is going to be Omega Route 2. So currently right now we are in the middle of rush hour, so this is one of the hardest times for any cellular network. Rush hour, people are going home, trying to get home, getting off work, you know, people calling loved ones. And then now, right now we're on Memorial Bridge. And now we're into Washington, D.C. And we're near the Lincoln Memorial right now. I don't want to hit the imperv test yet because I want to show people what the network look like with all of these lovely Americanas are doing around the nation capital. So people are on their cell phones. What network they're on, I don't know. But we're going to find out how well T-Mobile holds up. So this being my Omega route, this is one that I consider my most important route. So the other routes are more along the lines of giving you a test idea of how the DC region actually is. But this route really explains congestion. If there's congestion on whatever network, it's going to show here. So alright, so imperv, have at thee. So this is where, now if nobody really understands where we are right now, so we're just leaving the Lincoln Memorial. The reflecting pool is to our right, since we're on Constitution Avenue right now. If you look on the map, Constitution Avenue sits north of the monuments, and Independence Avenue sits south. And they both run parallel to each other. And there's a lot more traffic today than I thought. So how well will T-Mobile hold up with all the people here? I feel that T-Mobile has done pretty good with coverage in this area. They've added a lot more capacity. I was a Sprint user before I was a T-Mobile user. Sprint was halfway decent for a little bit, but they wasn't really holding a candle to what T-Mobile was actually providing. And then when the merger happened, they really took off. So let's see again. So there is a lot of capacity here at the nation's capital for T-Mobile. Remember, I will be doing this for Verizon and AT&T. Alrighty. There's a lot more traffic than I expected. But that means we're going to get a lot of speed testing in between. So right now it looks pretty solid. So the next major destination spot is going to be the White House. It's going to be coming up on the left-hand side. You're not going to be able to see it because my camera doesn't have enough zoom on it. And you can't really stop on Constitution Avenue. So I'll let you know when we get to the point where the exact point in the video of where we are, to let you know where we have passed the White House. But we're not there yet. Currently we're at 19th Street and Constitution. You should be able to see me moving on the map. Launch. Imperv. The funny thing is this is my first time driving this route, doing the speed testing blind. So whatever you see is what I'm seeing for the first time myself. I have an idea because I use this as a daily driver, but I haven't done this where I've gone up and down Constitution Avenue or gone up and down Independence Avenue with my phone and testing how much capacity is on the network. So I am going to be surprised right along with you. So how much capacity does T-Mobile have in the area? Remember, people, speed testing is not a measure of speed. I mean, really, it doesn't matter as much. It doesn't really matter as much. What you're looking for is how much capacity does the network have for you. So, case in point, right now you're looking and you're seeing 625 megabits per second. There's no application out today that can even chew up that much data. But if you take that and divide it by a lot of people, how much data can you squeeze out of that per person? Because I would say the average user is probably using 3 to 5 megabits per second. You know, you're doing TikTok, you're doing Facebook, you're looking at YouTube, you know, depending on what plan or plans that you have for your family. You know, a lot of people don't opt for the super duper package like I have. I have on this line Magenta Max. Magenta Max gives you unthrottled, untethered data. As much as the tower can give is giving it. So that's why you see the network speeds for fast.com as high as it is basically I'm just checking to see how much throughput and how much capacity is on their network as I'm moving along. This is just what you call, it's just snapshots. Every single speed test is a snapshot along the way. And I'm gonna be doing the same thing for Verizon, which on my Verizon line I have the highest tier plan, and on AT&T I have the highest tier plan. So if you have, let's say, a starter, I mean, pretty much you're accessing the same network, just at a lower level. If you're on Essentials with T-Mobile, you're accessing the same network, but your priority is a little bit different than mine. Mine is higher than yours. If you're on Verizon and you are on Visible, which is their lowest tier, where they, a lot of people in our community say it calls it the residue network part of Verizon. You're still getting access. There's coverage, but you're not going to get as much. All right, so we are currently getting ready to come up alongside of the White House. I'm gonna see if we stop a little bit longer so I can get you a look-see. There's trees in the way, so I'm gonna have to make this fast. Give me some cable. So right now we are right alongside of the White House, next to the Eclipse. If you can see, the White House right there next to it, and we're driving away. Oh, there's a lot more traffic than I expected today. Imperv is doing his thing. The Washington Monument is to our right. As soon as we get past the bus. As you can see, the base of the Washington Monument is right there. So there's a lot of people on the mall here. They're moving around, using their phones. A lot of them probably ordering Ubers and Lyfts. Taking another snapshot with all these people out here. T-Mobile seems to be holding pretty good. What's going to happen when I come back over here for Verizon? Or what's going to happen when I come back over here for AT&T? This is where a network can be broken with the amount of people, and if you don't have even half decent ability to serve, it's going to start showing. So if T-Mobile doesn't step up their game, it's going to start showing gaps in their coverage also. Right now it's like it's holding pretty good. Like, we're going to get a lot of test hits right here at this intersection. So now we're at 15th and Constitution. To our right, that brown building, if you can see it, That is the African American Museum. Alrighty. Got food trucks. So if you make a visit here, people, check out the food trucks. This should be the last choke point. I don't think it's that bad further down. Well, T-Mobile seems to have a lot of capacity down here on the mall. .690 megabits per second. So that's a lot of people that can look at 4K video at one time. So remember, you only need 15 to 16 megabits per second for 4K to run on your phone. We got 690. Divide that up and tell me how many phones you can have running 4K. Alrighty, so we are moving. I think one of these museums to the right hand side is the American History Museum. Yep, National American History Museum is to the right of me right now. A lot of people will be in front of there. And these malls have two different entrances. I mean, these museums have two different entrances. So there's a mall side, and then there's the Constitution side. If anybody wants me to do some speed testing around the around these monuments, let me know. I'll be happy to do it if that's what the public wants. And this one to our right now is the Natural History Museum. So how much capacity does T-Mobile have on its network right now? I saw a group of people standing outside. And we're close to almost being done. There's one more museum on this section, and that is, let's see if I can get a good look. The Science of Photographs, the National Gallery of Art Museum. All right, so we're coming up towards the U.S. Capitol. You should see it in your view. The capacity on T-Mobile's network on the mall has been looking pretty good. This is going to be kind of hard to beat. Verizon and AT&T are going to have to step their game up. There's more museums through here. There's one to our right now. I don't know the name of it though. Alrighty, so we're going to be driving straight ahead towards the Capitol. and then we're going to end the video right at the Capitol. There's still a lot of capacity here. $722 down, and like it's going to be under 20. $19.8. Let's go ahead and get the imperv test out of the way before we pull up to the Capitol. So if you take a visit, come to the Capitol, you can be confident to know that T-Mobile's network is doing pretty good here right now. And this is only one side of the National Mall. We got the other side. There's a lot of trees, there's buildings that block this, so they literally have to put the antennas on one side of the building, on one side of Constitution, and then beam it across the mall, and then the other buildings that line Independence gets beamed across the mall also to get coverage. So that's why we're going to be doing both routes. If there's any discrepancy between the two, you'll be able to see it. Because there's no buildings or anything that are directly in the center. This is also where they hold the inaugurals for the presidents. So whoever you vote for, this is where all those people be sitting here and celebrating the fact that their candidate won. So alrighty. We are as close as we can get without making people mad. So the last speed test for today. Let me see if I can get a better view of the Capitol. Fast.com. The United States Capitol right there. So remember, people, I will be doing this for AT&T and Verizon also. So last showing, imperv shows 708 megabits per second and 89 upload. Browsing 78%, streaming 83%. On fast.com 670 down, 69 up, and the ping is actually pretty good. 16 millisecond ping. And fast.com, a solid 500 megabits per second. So 4K video at 15 megabits per second. To take that and divide it into that number, that lets you know how many people can be standing right here in this spot and stream 4K video at what time. So I want to thank y'all for riding, and come and see the next video. Thank you.